What is happening, guys? Cowboy here. Welcome back to the walkthrough. In this episode, we're going to be tackling 3 separate side quests: the Tiger Approaches, Lingering Snow and Crimson Tracks, and then Horn on Head, Dragonfly in Hand. Before that, I wanted to touch base on farming humanoid opponents, because we're getting to the point in the game where you're going to have quite a few duels, and a lot of these duels drop smithing texts or gear that are going to be good for various sets, and so I want to touch on what we discussed in the last episode. So in something like this, the beginning of the duel, I'm going to get all buffed up. In this case, putting on my 2 axe buffs. I'm going to toss down Yokai. I'm either going to use a cannon or a rifle. And I'm going to shoot whoever I'm fighting right in the head. Go up behind them, final blow, and then immediately start going into your main combo. Now, Obsidian Samurai in particular, he's definitely one of the easier ones to farm because he goes through those buff animations where he's switching weapons. But you can still do this same general approach against almost every human. And by general approach, I mean go in, shoot him in the head, or basically buff up, shoot him in the head, get the final blow, and then do damage as you have a damage bonus from behind. And with him in particular, he's a good one to farm. Every time you beat him in New Game, you'll get a Lumicite shard. So if you're trying to gain a little bit of levels, you want to do something that's real quick, this is a really good mission that I'd actually recommend farming around this point in the game. For those that are unaware, the Lumicite shards, we'll use these bad boys, and every single one gives you 20,000 Amrita. So, nice healthy chunk of Amrita just from popping those. Help get you a couple extra levels. If you were wondering why I was as high as I am now, it's from those, using that stuff. So, anyway, on to our first submission to knock out, the Tiger Approaches. This one, we're doing them all for the achievement anyway, but this one we get some Samurai Locks from. Pretty straightforward mission. We get a Guardian Spirit from it as well. Essentially, there's like 3 different gauntlets of Yokai, and we're going to be teaming up with Honda about partway through. So with this first zone, we're going to be fighting Aberrants, Skeleton Warriors, Enki, and then eventually a Eddie Boy. Still don't remember what their damn names are. It's like Magatsuriru, Gatsiiru, it's some shit like that. Anyway, go up ahead, kill the Aberrants first. Get rage up. Kill Mr. Skeleton Warrior. Enkis, Gakis, excuse me. One. There's our big man. And last, we will have a couple more skeleton warriors, and then our boss. I'm making air quotes when I say boss here. But each of these little zones has like essentially what's like a mini boss, a yokai mini boss, if you will. So he's the one for this particular engagement. Mitsume. Mitsume's are their names. So after that, we run this way, and we'll come up on a Honda. His cheeks clapped by some baddies. I didn't get a chance to charge up my spin to win. So he's going to be all like, oh my god, thank you so much. Next we're fighting a small army of Gakis. Keep in mind, Gakis can eat and buff each other, so just be aware of all the Gakis that you're fighting. Don't get overwhelmed. Good job, Honda. You killed one. And then an Enki and a Rukurobi. Kurokubi? I don't know. I'm alright with butchering names. right, this final group will be one of the Heady Boys, an Aberrant, Cyclops, Rukurokubi, Namahage, and then a Yamnaba. So, a lot of bullshit coming up. We'll put Rage on, and keep on our Barrier Talisman. If you're worried, pick up a blue. Reapply barrier. Reapply rage. And as long as, like, kind of how you're seeing here, I'm going for the one that's off in the distance. And this is so that Honda will go for the other one. If he goes down, you can hold circle to assist and get him back up. Otherwise, you can just finish it on your own. And after that Namahage, you are home free. So, next up, we got Lingering Snow and Crimson Tracks, which is going to be another mission similar to this, where we're going to be fighting past a gauntlet. Actually, you know what? This one, I thought this was the Guardian Spirit, but it may be Horn on Head, Dragonfly in Hand that gives you his Guardian Spirit. Yes, it is. Okay. Let's look at my notes. I wrote that this one was the Guardian Spirit, but that is not accurate. So anyway, with that one dead, head up top here. First, we're going to do Lingering Snow and Crimson Tracks. Another gauntlet. This one is actually going to be probably harder than the last one. Round one will be an Umbrella, Baby Cyclops, and then Umbrella and Big Cyclops. And umbrellas are notoriously difficult to hit when you are playing with slow heavy boys like I am. So we'll see how this goes. This may be a piss poor performance to be remembered. Let me spend some points here. Now the ninja points, we need to get up to there, so we'll grab this. Shiftling, we have Dark Within and Yokai. We're going to work our way down to Leechkin. Leechkin just allows us to restore health every time we do Yokai abilities. On Samurai, we'll get the... Nope, we won't get the Final Life perk. Looks like we need to grab Composure before we can pick it up anyway. That's fine. Let's see, where's the Strength bonus? I'll pick that up eventually as well. And then in Omyo, well, we can't go down here yet. I think I'm going to hold off. I might be getting... Actually, let me check. I can tell exactly how close I am to getting Adept. 119,000. I am nowhere close to getting Adept. I want to say Adept is like 30. So we could do Life Leech. I guess we'll work our way, get Steel. Steel can be used. And there are no blues. So personal recommendation is that I would actually say you summon a blue for this quest. Maybe a pain in the ass otherwise. Trying to stay still. Alright, so got the first umbrella. The next umbrella should pop up right around here, if I remember. Oh god, no. And yep. It's pretty much standard. You can see why I said this mission's a pain in the ass. Thankfully, it didn't work out for him, but typically what they do is the umbrella paralyzes you, and then this guy comes in with the drop kick, and it's just a bad time. You know, you're gonna have a really bad time. Next up, we have an Enki, and then an Umbrella and a Baby Cyclops, and then a Maelstrom Onibi and a Namahage. Where's this little relish shit at? Gonna be spinning and winning a lot more, I think. Remember, if these guys lick you twice, they'll turn into big cyclopses, so just be aware of that. And then get over here. We're actually heading for the head. See how you're able to target an enemy, and then since the Namahage was in the way, get some free hits in on him. Hey, Bloodstained Cleavers. It's actually really nice. Played through the majority of game with those in the original Nioh. Just really, really solid dual blades. So there's no loot or anything around here. Everything's blocked off anyway. And we are going to grab a blue. Because this next fight is going to be a Cyclops, and then 2 Onibis and a Namahage, and then an Enki and a Flying Bolt. And I think this may be the first time that we have an encounter with a Flying Bolt. I'm trying to remember if we've seen one before now. But essentially it's this like little wispy thing that'll fly around, and it will inflict you with Sloth. And needless to say, Sloth is ass. Kill her first. Got a grapple. Added note. Very nice. Thank you, Blue Summon. So on the note of grabbing blue summons, I want to discuss this because there's not everybody, but there are a couple people in the community that have this negative thought process around blues. And in particular, there are 3 separate forms of co-op in Nioh 2. We have summoning, we have expeditions, and then we have blues. Now, expeditions are essentially what you do if you were playing with friends and you wanted to go through an entire level together. Going to Artori Gate, you could do an expedition. Essentially, you can die in an expedition and be picked up by one of your partners. All the enemies are scaled up to be much more difficult. We have random encounters. Random encounters is what's going to happen when you just summon in another player and they actually come in and they help you play through the level. Somebody's actually controlling it. Now, blues are just purely AI. They're not the smartest, but it's actually really beneficial for you to summon blues for other players. Because when you're summoning blues, everybody in the community wins, and I'm going to explain why. When you summon a blue revenant, the person who owned that revenant, they are going to get goodies for it. So if I go to my deliveries here, you can see I got 41 glory and a Ochako cup. I don't have many benevolent graves out, but if you have your benevolent graves in spots where it's going to be able to help a bunch of people, I mean, there's a reason, between all of your saves, your glory is saved. If I go to the Hidden Tea House, and this is with gratuitously spending things, there is a reason why I have so much glory. If I go to trade, I'm sitting on 78,000 glory, which is enough to get whatever I want and then some in terms of rare materials. And it's because I put out my blues and people summon them. So the point is, if you have an elitist attitude towards blues and you think, oh, that's stupid, I'm not summoning anything, you're actually kind of being a selfish prick. Because by summoning blues, you're just helping the community grow, you're helping other players get glory, and then those players are able to get the loots, and in turn, people will summon your blues. So the point is, if you have this try hard for playing by yourself attitude, that's fine, but don't disrespect other players that summon blues, because by summoning blues, you are in fact being a functioning and contributing member of the Nioh 2 community, and that is something that should not be shamed. And if you are the type of person to shame that behavior, shame on you, because you're a douchebag. Anyway, Honda is not a very hard fight unless you let him grab you, kind of how you saw right there. He has a little bit more poise compared to the Obsidian Samurai. He will frequently just not get knocked down by stuff. So we just got to stay aggressive on him. We unfortunately bottomed ourselves out on stamina there a little bit. I'll fight him without rage. I won't do as much damage. Oh god dang, stood in the lightning pool. Let's back up when he does that. Otherwise, the best thing to do is to just stay aggressive on him. Right now, he has a lot of key generation, but if you can get through his key, you can really punish him. I also think Honda is a lot easier when you're playing as a heavy class. I know on our ninja, in light armor, that his spear dash at the beginning can one-shot you, so definitely a much easier fight with heavier or medium armor, so you can survive an initial hit from him. And with that, we have a new Guardian Spirit, Shinroku, which is actually a pretty decent one. If you are using the Obsidian Samurai set, I think there's some good synergy there with it. So we'll take a look at that real fast. And of course, you can farm the smithing text for his set off of him. So over at the shrine here, looking at the Guardian Spirits, is a brute. We have life drain on strong attack, which can be pretty nice. Extra 15% lightning damage and an anima bonus against electrified enemies. Obvious synergy there with this build, which also has some lightning stuff. Extra anima charge when you're unscathed, and then anima charge on strong attacks. Now, what's really nice here is right now we have life recovery on purification. We can put him on as the secondary, and any time we do a strong attack, we are going to get 25 life drain. The Yokai ability damage boost is going to be towards Brute, which isn't going to help our Yatsu no Kami, but that's fine. I'll pick it up just for the fact that I get a little bit of life drain every time I do a heavy attack, and I do heavy attacks quite a lot playing within Axe build, so that works out very nicely. Take our stamina up even more. Just going to keep on building that up to 99. So before we wrap up, we're going to do a little bit of tempering real fast. Helmets in particular. Let's see. Do I have Kodama sensor anywhere? I don't. So we are going to actually just re-roll a little bit here. Elixir efficiency is nice. Oh, there's Kodama sensor, but it's quality Umbra-Sight. Let's see. Use up our regular Umbra-Sight, see if we can get Kodama sensor to pop up. A really nice helm perk. Elemental damage taken while guarding. Typically you can only find it on helmets, but you can find helmets that have it as inheritable and then move it over to other pieces of gear. There we go, and Kodama sensor. So now I can always see where Kodamas are at on the map again. While we're at it, let's take a look at some of our other stuff. Faster winded attack, defense, axe, defense and attack, that's fine. Defense and life, that's fine. And we are also going to soul match some stuff up. So this one, just to show, 57 going, if I were to take that up to 68, so a little bit over 10 levels, it's going to be 60,000 to level that up. By comparison, if I was to take, well, I don't even have to level them up that high, but if I were to level these up some, 64, I can level that up to 68 for only 12,000. These are 65. We'll put those up to 69. 64. 68. This is why I brought along blue gear. It's super, super cheap to level up blue gear. 5.6, 3.2. I will level up this one piece just to keep it rolling along. And then we're going to, just out of curiosity, is too heavy. Where's my 71.9? So I still need a little bit more stamina to be able to fully run that set. Another thing which I haven't touched on until now, as you continue to use the blacksmith, you'll get requests here. You can spend these points on stuff, so you can increase the markup price of items, you can get forging cost discount. Besides sell price, I suggest saving most of your points when you unlock the older blacksmith guy. He's the one that has all the really good stuff that you can request, so I suggest mainly saving for him. Either way, we're going to wrap this one up though. We have 3 more side missions to knock out. Shadow's Duty, Brother's Blade, and the Fallen Star. So we're going to tackle all those in the next episode, and I will see you all then.